Give me the high sign when we're... Yo! Hey, everybody. Well, this is an amazing thing. Pep Talks is back. Pep Talks is back. We're with a great comedian slash actress slash writer. I remember I told my old friend said slash actress, and she just showed her wrists like I'm a slash actress because she was talking about the reality. Jackie Monahan, everybody. How about a round of applause for Jackie Monahan? Woo! We're back. We're back, and our erstwhile producer is here, Matt Rasamoto. Did I pronounce that right?
Erstwhile. You definitely pronounced erstwhile. What does that even mean, erstwhile? I've heard that like 100,000 times.
I think you're overthinking the word.
Yep.
I think it means like our incredible producer, our erstwhile producer, look. We're on YouTube. We're live. We don't need to be muddling around like this. This is a scripted show. It's a scripted show, and let's get into the first sketch. Pharmacy in South Africa during wildfire season, and there's a revolution going on. No, I'm kidding. We're anything but a scripted show. And hello, everybody. The holidays have ended.
Oh God.
Oh, you're happy.
Oh my God! I went down a rabbit hole of
vaping, right?
Oh. Avoiding vaping.
We're not supposed to talk about that. You should get...
Avoiding people that vape.
You know, I had a bit of a slip with marijuana. I've been sober for so long, you know. And I just went down a rabbit hole of like, I don't want to deal with anything. You have to get up on the mic, okay. Jackie. How are the holidays for you? What is your persuasion?
Well, I grew up Catholic school 12 years, but I'm not.
Whoa.
I'm not Catholic. I do.
Well, because you grew up Catholic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They told us to lie, and then they told us not to lie, and then told us to lie. Like, I had a horrible experience. I have friends that went to Catholic school and had good experiences, but I had really bad experiences. A nun, like the priest had a Porsche and threw a cigarette out the window, and it hit me one time. Meanwhile, the nun...
Oh, that's funny.
Father Zeno. Meanwhile...
Hey, Monahan! And he flicks a cigarette at you.
Meanwhile...
Suck my cock!
Yeah.
I'm Father Zeno.
Father Zeno.
In Rhode Island, that was in Rhode Island.
Oh, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island Catholics.
Yeah.
Are like one step above Delaware Catholics, I've heard.
Delaware Catholics.
Oh, they're the credit card people.
Yeah.
Credit card people?
Oh, that's the big credit card state, Delaware.
People.
Oh, is that why I get so many calls from Delaware?
Yeah, exactly, that's why.
They always want the money I owe them.
Yeah.
They're
they're
threatening me now. Like they're not just saying we are going. They're threatening my family.
What?
I'm kidding.
Well, Father Zeno,
So anyway, so Catholic school, Father Zeno flicked a cigarette at you.
He didn't flick it at me. He flicked it out the window and it hit me. It got caught in my coat and I lit on fire.
Please tell me that's in your act somewhere.
It isn't, but I'll do it.
God.
You're right.
You know what?
No pun intended.
Go ahead, Jackie.
But the nun, Sister Jackie was actually her name. She was selling her beat. Like they lived in poverty. It looked like they lived in jail cells. Where the
nuns?
Yeah, where the priests lived in like a mansion. The rectory versus the nunnery was like the convent was completely different. And nobody said anything. I was like, this is insane. But the Sister Jackie was telling us how she was selling her beat up wood wagon, but she had put gas in it and that she needed to because she had just filled it up. So she siphoned it. She siphoned the gas because she was
the
that
nuns
poor.
had a siphon gas.
Yeah, while Father Zeno had the Porsche. And she swallowed some of the gas. So she was telling us all this, and everybody was just like, And I was looking around like, what is happening? Like, this is not right. She shouldn't be swallowing gas.
It's a good thing that cigarette he flicked didn't go at the fucking gas siphoning, because that could have been. There's a lot.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
I never thought of that. You're right.
God,
you're right.
Remain in gratitude.
You're right.
Holy Christ. Holy Christ. You know, when nuns are swallowing gas, I just think that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's going to drive people away from the faith, I would say.
I would think so.
Everybody else was just like, I couldn't believe it. They were just like, okay, this is normal. I was like, what is happening?
Like the head sister, like when they're interviewing for new nuns, has to say, like, gives people a plastic tube.
She has to suck gas. That's one of her qualifications.
Well, they have to. They'll probably do it. Yeah, they have to suck gas.
Nuns Who Suck Gas. That could be a reality.
They swallow it. She swallowed it.
That's a good name for a band. Nuns Who Suck Gas.
That great band name.
Isn't that?
That's a great.
We're nuns who suck gas.
I need to copyright that.
Hello, Cleveland. We're nuns who suck gas.
Definitely an English band, no doubt about it.
They're English, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a
Punk
good name
rock.
for a movie, too.
Yeah.
Nuns Who Suck Gas.
Yeah.
You know, the random stuff, and that's very specific, but it's very random, and those make the best titles.
Yeah,
and when you're
definitely.
thinking of a title for something, you can never think about it because you're thinking of some cutesy, perfect title, but it's really has to do
Right.
with, like, I should have named my last album
Nuns Who Suck Gas.
Nuns Who Suck Gas.
Yeah,
And that would
be.
That alone.
Ooh, that's going to be the name of my next one. Should it be?
There you go. Nuns Who Suck Gas.
It
You
also sounds
This
a
is
little
what happens when you hang out with
Yeah.
us. You get shit like this.
Yeah. Can I hang out with you guys more?
All the time.
Heaven.
You just
Absolutely.
I think Diaper
Become-
Rash would be a good name for a band.
diaper.
What's it
rash.
called?
Diaper
rash.
Rash?
It's good. That is
They're
good.
opening up for Nuns Who Suck Gas.
Yeah.
I think Ointment on that is also a good one. We're
Diaper.
Ointment. We're
Yeah.
Ointment.
Ointment's great.
We're Ointment. We're sponsored by CVS Pharmacy. And we're here today, Cleveland. And we're going to open with our first song called Itchy.
What's the tour they're all on? Because you know Ointment and Nuns Who Suck Gas and Diaper Rash, they're all touring together.
They're touring together?
Yeah, but they got to have a tour.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would benefit Australia with
What
all
about
the horrors.
Scabies?
The Scabies tour.
As for a name of a band?
Of the-
Or the,
of the
of the
name of the
tour.
tour.
That's not bad. Scabies isn't bad. I might call it, just like, well, anyway.
Eczema. The eczema. No, Scabies is better.
So let's catch up again. So you went to Catholic school, and so do you have any persuasion now?
I believe in a higher power.
Right.
But it took me a
right.
long time to believe it.
Yeah.
But I did.
I have trouble with that. Steve just has it naturally.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I feel like people that have trouble with it, when they do find it, it's so euphoric that it's even better.
What's
So-
it euphoric?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What was your thing? What you said you kind of
It was
came to it?
Getting sober.
Yeah.
I had a really good sponsor who really helped me
Right.
understand higher power and gave me examples. And I just watched how she walked through the world, and it made me want to emulate her. And it helped me
Right.
have a higher power. And now it's like undeniable to me that
so
there
you
is
could
a
see
higher
some
power.
truth in her.
I can definitely.
Let me
yeah.
ask you this. With a higher power, do you no longer suffer?
I suffer much less.
You do?
Yes. 1,000%.
That's what I want. I
Yeah.
want to suffer less, but I don't know. I think that you have to suffer.
No.
No?
You're going to suffer enough. Even when you stay in gratitude, you're going to suffer. You'll
Yeah.
still have doubt and
Yeah.
struggles, but if you
Mm-hmm.
try to remain in gratitude and know there's something.
You'll still have contrast, but you won't have conflict.
And that's what where you're
That's
at.
what I'm
So
doing my best.
Would you say you're pretty peaceful?
I could think that. Like I heard something like by Rami or Rumi, whatever his name is.
Rumi. Rami is a comic. Rami
okay.
Youssef.
And
He won a Golden Globe.
same thing. But it was about like
Rumi. I love Rumi.
when you
Susie.
don't judge other people, you love everybody. Like you just don't judge people because then that's setting up to judge yourself. and you love everybody,
Yeah.
then you don't care what other people think about you. And that's so peaceful. But right then, like, somebody cut me off. Like, I totally got that. And I was like, oh, I'm all set. Like, I get that. I feel it. And then someone cut me off and I wanted to kill them. Like, so
Yeah, the
I
world
can get it.
still comes in on you.
Yeah, I still have the contrast, but I can move away from conflict. I can move away from conflict quicker.
Yeah.
And so I'm really working towards that, like being proactive instead of reactive, responding instead of reacting. Where before I saw my mom like flip out all the time. Like she was a narcissistic alcoholic, both my parents.
Were they?
Yeah,
They were,
and I'm an only child.
wow.
So they were just, and they're still drinking. My dad just died from alcoholism. My mom is still drinking.
Where are they living? Or where's your mom living?
My mom lives in Pennsylvania, and my dad lived in Rhode Island.
Oh, right. Rhode Island. You're from Rhode Island.
He died in a vet home where his new wife would bring him alcohol.
Wow. He drank right to the
Right
end.
to the end. He had esophageal cancer, 2 strokes. He couldn't speak for a year, but she still snuck him in alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with everything.
It's all right, but you were talking about the spiritual thing.
Yeah, higher power.
Higher power.
Yeah, contrasting
Yeah.
conflict. I don't know how we got on your parents.
But when you're like, for me, I was enraged. My thing was
would be
rage.
your thing
big
was-
time, big time. I was, and I felt power from it.
Oh, that's where it was
Big
from.
time.
My mother had the rage, and my dad had the rage. There would be cheerful alcoholics, but then rage like
Absolutely.
crazy. And I never knew
Absolutely.
what they would rage at. Like one time, I wrecked the car when I was 12, and like I took the door off the hinge and put a basketball through the sunroof, and they like punished me for half a minute and were fine. And then one time I spilt milk and my mom could have killed me.
Right.
Like she was,
Right.
I was like, it's a thing. Don't cry over spilt milk. But yeah, so but I saw it work for her. Like I saw her talk to the cable company, talk to credit card companies and rage and get her way.
Right.
I saw her rage at department stores and get her way.
Yeah.
So it made
people don't want to deal with
Yeah.
ragers.
yeah. So it made me do that. And I just hated it. I
Mm-hmm.
hated the rage. It didn't feel good. So I worked really hard to get over the rage.
Yeah.
But I still have it. Like I still could go from 0 to
right.
3.
But it's
yeah.
it's
But
like
it's under
regulated
way
now.
more control. It's
Right.
so much more controllable.
Right.
But like as you said, we were talking earlier about politics. Like I can't look at our president without getting that rage. So
Yeah.
I also avoid.
Yeah, you have.
I avoid things.
That's what the spiritual part really helps me is with politics and the world, because whenever I look at, especially Twitter, it's like a hive, like a hive.
It is the hive mind, right?
Yeah,
In a bad way. The hive mind can be good,
Yeah.
solving problems.
not this one. This is bad, man. And it just, if I scroll, I don't even look at it. I scroll through 2 or 3, and then I get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there, because
same.
otherwise I used to walk around all the time like that, and I would get my way with shit because I was angry a lot.
What would you get?
You know what? I kicked, like when I would be on my bike, I would, in a car, would do something fucked up. I would like kick the bumper, like, or I would scream at them, or I would, and I felt like I was powerful,
Yeah.
because I would scare
Yeah.
the people in the car or whatever, and then things like that. But that's just an example. But all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit.
Was that in Chicago?
No, here. This
It'd
was
be
like
funny.
up to
No, it was all over the country. Sometimes internationally.
You can't get away with that shit in Chicago like you can in LA. That's another thing. Like in LA, if you're a really angry dude,
Yeah.
you could scare people a lot easier. In Chicago, they'll come after you. They'll follow you home.
Yeah.
in
It's
Chicago.
more blue collar
Oh, yeah.
and
The guys aren't in it. The guys are different.
Well, they're so mad because it's so cold.
That's true too. Yeah.
yeah. They're mad because of broken dreams, I think, mainly. People are angry, man, in general, I think. And what I wanted to say about rage is that I think rage fuels my stand-up. I think it could be a good thing. You have to channel
Channel it.
You can't be rageful at your spouse
Yeah. Or at yourself.
or at yourself. That's the biggest one, I think, if you rage at yourself,
Yeah.
you know. And that's the thing about alcoholism and whatever ism. I believe it's mostly rage that we're trying to contain,
Yeah.
or suppress or push down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a band called Ointment that is so rageful. All of them are fucking rageful. And their songs are like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, fuck everybody, fuck everybody. Actually, music, art, it's not all rage-based, that's for sure.
But I love when you rage, like on stage.
I rage.
It's hilarious. It kills me.
Right, like I describe my rage, it's a rage of futility. Like I try to show people that rage is absurd.
It is, yeah, exactly. It's beautiful.
Do you rage on stage?
Yeah, not as well as you, but yeah.
It's channeling it.
Yeah.
You have to take your rage and channel it, but it's like unleashing a beast.
It feels good.
No.
Well, it's a double-edged sword.
You rage too?
Sometimes I yell at people to calm down on stage.
The audience, you yell at the audience.
Calm down.
I realized a while ago that if you really get angry, like the audience can totally tell when you're doing kind of phony anger, or, like absurd rage or real.
Yeah.
And if you do the real thing, everybody is like, hey, woo. Hey, this is nasty. I don't need this. Like
we came here for comedy.
Yeah, we came here for comedy, and instead they're getting a reenactment of a family. I realized. No, I've realized that I made some audiences feel like they were home with their family.
Yeah, but you had to go beyond that little barrier to know how to. This is the thing with comedy. You have to go beyond that. You have to know where the edge is.
Oh yeah.
So you could pull back and find. If you don't go far enough, it's not effective.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great way to put it.
Or there's so many comedians who were milk toast, like in that middle thing.
Manufactured suffering, is that sort of like a?
Yeah, I mean that's one way of putting it, I think. But it's like the comics who aren't in touch with their insane rage are boring. I think.
I do too. And they're catering to the audience, and
Yeah.
not to. They're copying what other people do instead of like I like making myself laugh. Like I don't care if everybody else is gonna laugh. I want to laugh while I'm up there because it's my. I want to laugh.
Right.
The audience. The funny thing is, the audience is desperate for the comic who knows how to do that. All the top comics in the history of comedy have been people who mastered that. Pryor, Carlin, Chris Rock,
Bill Burr is great.
So I think it's a cop out. I think those comics, because I was one, are afraid they're fucking chicken shit to tap into that because this is what they're afraid of. They're going to have a bad set, and they're not going to be asked back. They're not going to be asked back.
Right.
Someone's going to think they suck. We're afraid to not be loved. But you're going to have to crack some fucking eggs.
It's very similar to porn stars. They want to get asked back. As a matter of fact, Ass Back is one of the greatest franchises in porn. The Ass Back 1, Ass Back 2.
That's one of the channels you stream.
Hey, everybody. You know what the thing is, though, about stand-up? It's such a line of the line. Here it is. It's like stand-ups have to deal, and we were talking about this before the podcast, not to brag that we have this kind of lifestyle of chatting before the podcast, whereas you people are civilians and you just wait in your kitchens for someone to come in. How were your holidays, everybody? Aren't they a horrible time of the year? They're just insane. They're designed to break us. They're designed to break us.
Yeah, definitely.
You had the vegan turkeys, though, didn't you? That didn't help you get through?
Hey, I'm vegan, and it really doesn't. I love being vegan. I think it's great that I'm doing it, and I think I'm great. No, I'm kidding.
How long have you been vegan?
About 7 years.
Wow.
Something like that. Oh, fuck. I take pauses like that on stage where I just look at the audience. Like, I just kind of like, I had the weirdest set in the middle of my laps recently at the Improv where I was just kind of talking to the audience like this. And I usually yell, like I alternate it like this and then, but I was just like this the whole set. And I was like, look, I don't want to be here. Like I was saying that kind of thing.
I was there. Was I at that one?
No.
Oh.
Might have been another one.
There was another one that was just like that.
It's weird. As a stand-up, if you get into moods, if you're in a fucking big-time mood, it's hard. It's hard to, like, get into being Mr. Funny or Mrs. Funny or Ms. Funny.
And anything can set my mood in the wrong fucking direction. Anything can set my mood, make my mood fucked up. If I see a comic go on and get big laughs from banality, from really bad stand-up, I'm in a bad mood standing back.
So you must be in a bad mood a lot.
A lot, absolutely. And I'm extra sensitive before I go on. I don't know how you are with that.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me right before I went up. They said that their friend hung themselves, and then it was like Jackie Monahan coming to the stage.
Oh God!
And she was the producer of the show. I was like, why would you?
Because
set me
she
up like
wanted
that?
to fucking sabotage you.
I think so too.
You know.
But why would she book me?
Why would she book you? Because she wanted to do that to you. She
wanted-
probably, I'm guessing she probably didn't have a friend who hung herself. I'm kidding.
Pretty Machiavellian, Eddie.
No, I mean, I say a lot of times I'll joke about a friend of mine hanging themselves to other comics right before they go on stage.
Oh,
just
do
to
you?
fuck. Oh,
She actually stole that from Eddie. That's
Wow.
Eddie's move. And this woman was not even.
Hey, Marin, my best friend. Actually, that would inspire Mark. Mark wouldn't give a shit.
No, he wouldn't.
Unless it was somebody he really.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I made myself laugh in my head before I went on, thinking like, why would she? And then it made me laugh. I get tragedy giggles, like when there's
Me
stuff.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
When the World Trade Center went down, I fucking cackled.
You were
was
running around, weren't you?
cackling.
Weren't you running around
I was
the
running
street?
around with two other comics, and no. But what you're talking about, I was dealing with tragedy by laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not good at dealing with fucking tragedy.
When you can't help it and it's
Mm-hmm.
happening, like it just makes you laugh.
I mean, people seeing me for the first time on this podcast would go, "Oh, this is a horrible human being," but I'll get angrier at like cereal falling on, like just a shitload of cereal falling more than like an incident
Right.
at the World Trade
Right.
Center. You know what I mean? Like if it was me, if I was like the head of CNN, the top story would be the cereal and then Trade Center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our top story tonight, and you know, as Eddie Pepitone was opening a box of Rice Krispies, and it fell all over his floor, getting underneath refrigerators, cabinets. You know, when he was barely awake. I realized that how about you guys? When you first wake up in the morning, I don't wake up happy.
I'm fine. I'm fine in the morning.
See, you're a different bird
That's not true. I think you're lying.
than me. Oh, are you?
No, I am
No,
fine.
he's not an addict.
I'm fine.
We're addicts. We're addicts. We're addicts. And Steve isn't.
That's
wake
why I don't
up-
understand what you were when you were talking about out there. What you mentioned about being addicted. You said when to weed. You said I started smoking weed and I had to have it all the time.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have it, well, how did you describe it? You said if I didn't have it,
I got nervous if it wasn't around.
Right.
And but I just had a little bit.
But-
I mean, it was just.
but you
be a
were
little bit,
always
but-
on it.
Yeah.
And
And,
if-
when I stopped, I had to throw away a ton of it. Like I wasn't like using it up. I just had to have it all the time.
Yeah.
how long was it before you could feel like sort of normal?
It was a couple months. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was heaven when I started to like be able to not need anything. I was really happy because it felt like it was a control of me, like needing.
Oh,
something.
it is. It
and
is
I
a
hate
control.
that feeling.
I did have to quit smoking cigarettes So I do know like a little. I was really a pack a day.
Yeah,
I
it's the
actually
same
can't
thing.
believe people who aren't addicts. Like I feel like the whole culture is trained to
Yeah.
be addicts.
But
Do you believe him?
But
I don't
the
believe-
waking up, I mean, that's a real thing. Like, I wake up and have to go to my higher power before my brain goes to me. I'm just like, okay, you know, like
Why
I can't
is-
look at my phone right away because I'll just. I think because this is what I think.
I've been looking at my phone right away.
Yeah, don't. It's really hard not to.
It's
but
radiation too, you know, like right first thing when you wake up. I don't think you're supposed to have radiation.
Leave me alone.
He's given up everything else. Let him have his radiation.
But I think that we are made up to like be depressed in a way. Like,
What do you mean?
okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but
No.
did you ever watch Harry Potter?
I am not a Harry Potter
I
guy.
only watched it. I made fun of it. I hated it. I didn't understand why adults were reading books about wizards. But then I saw an interview with the author, and she
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, and she said that the Dementors were depression, and it was a way to fight depression. So
Dementors, what are they?
Dementors
Well,
are.
they're the spirits that attack the kids, that
Yeah.
attack any.
What do you know
anybody.
about
Because
Harry
I
Potter?
watch the movies.
But
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
don't
did.
think that's good.
But
I don't
in
think
every-
it's good.
Okay,
But
okay,
listen, but
Downtown
listen.
Abbey. You can't talk.
It's Downton Abbey, not Downtown Abbey.
But okay, so in every way, Harry Potter is better than all the kids. But when the Dementors come, Harry Potter gets sucked down so hard and doesn't know why. And they say it's because he's had such a rough childhood. And the way to fight the Dementors is to go to a place a happy place.
Is that what the whole series is about?
No, that's part of it. But I took
I
it.
didn't know that.
I took it really like, oh, and that's what I believe is true for me. That for me as an addict, and because I had a rough childhood, like I'm happy, but if something takes that away, I quickly go to a sad place where other people have more happy memories to
That's true.
combat that.
That's true.
You had a rough childhood too. Your mom was.
I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag how rough my childhood was.
But I feel like, so for us, we have to go fill ourselves up with other stuff before life gets to us because we could go down fast.
And that's why for addicts, it really is a thing where you have to have some kind of spiritual experience. And now it's funny that you say you're not an addict, Steve, because you had a spiritual experience. We've talked about it. I don't know if we've talked about it on the air, but like your that
The
whole
demonic. Yeah, I had a demonic thing happen to me.
What?
Yeah, I got attacked by something unseen about 5 years ago. I was not religious at all. I grew up Jewish.
Wow.
And but you know, Reform Judaism, not like, you know, curly
Yeah.
sideburns and top hats and shit. And I had sex with a girl I didn't know on the road. I was on the road in the
On
south.
the road, like on the pavement?
No, well, in a
See,
park.
that's an addict's
in a
mind.
parking lot.
That's an addict's
It was
mind.
actually in a car. So a car was on the road. So technically, yes.
On the pavement. Yeah, he had it blocked off. He
I
was
got
able
the
to get
orange cones.
Right. He has a brother in construction. He got the orange cones.
This was a planned thing.
It was on the 405.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Rush hour.
Carpool lane.
You hear a chopper. This is chopper one. We have sex going on in the carpool lane here.
It totally made the news. They call it sexually transmitted demon.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
No, that's mine.
No, but
That's
wait, you
mine.
got a demon.
That's
Go
what
on. I
happened
want to
to me.
hear this.
Yeah, I had sex with this girl I didn't know, and she I met her on Tinder, so I didn't know her in that way. I had just met her. She was cute and very young and very cute. And
Could you say this slower and then faster?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she did weird
Will you
stuff.
act it out?
I'm not going to go through the whole story,
Will you
but she
show me
did
on
very
Eddie what
strange
happened?
stuff. She took 3 of my belongings. I had given her a flyer for my comedy or DVD. She took a water bottle that I did not give her, and she took a picture of all of them and then sent them to me afterward. And so that was a very, very strange.
Can I just say,
strange
and this
thing.
is a little off topic, but I was mentioned in the New York Times yesterday by Brad Rutter, one of the Jeopardy 3 guys who are vying for the greatest of all time. Oh, say, go ahead. So
He was also on Will and Grace. Let's just go through all of it. Let's go through
I
all
just
of it.
wanted
He
to
took
do-
a picture with Eric McCormick.
I
He did
just-
very well on Instagram.
I just wanted to do the world's worst segue.
Interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Like someone talking about demons,
Yeah. We have 4 or 5 of
attacking
them.
them, and I'm like, can I just mention
Not to brag.
I was brought up in the New York Times yesterday. So go ahead.
No, I can't go back to that now. Not
Yes,
after.
you can.
Yeah, I had sex with this woman, and something happened to me where I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I would hear my voice, the cadence and the meter and the emotion in my voice would wake me back up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I heard footsteps on the roof. The bed would shake.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah, this is crazy shit. So I was so afraid to tell other people. That was my main. So this thing was feeding on my fear of telling anybody that they would put me in a nut house or put me on some medicine. Or I was just terrified.
Lobotomy.
Yeah, so I contacted people who I knew were religious because I knew they would be like.
Did you have basically an exorcism?
I could have, but I didn't. The guy who I linked up with, I was really afraid of religious people. I don't trust them.
Because if you need an exorcism, I know a guy who knows a guy.
I had 3 yesterday.
Well, you guys are addicts. It's different for you guys.
3
It's different for addicts.
exorcisms in one day is amazing. Like as soon as you get one demon exorcised, another demon attaches
Well, yeah.
itself.
No, that's
Hello,
true.
I'm Bob Hello, I'm Bob Fredericks. Do you have demons attaching themselves to you more than twice a day? Well, I'm the guy you want to talk to, Bob Fredericks. Demon removal service.
1-800.
We have people who can testify.
Hello, I'm Fred Johnson, and I've had many demons, and Bob Fredericks has helped me.
I'm so glad we got into this.
One demon was my mother.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah.
She was the maniac.
Yeah.
The raging maniac.
Look, demons are real, and I'll
Yeah.
This
tell
shit
you
is
what.
not funny, brother.
No,
I mean,
I know.
if I could have
No,
gone, I could have gone a different way.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
I could have gone a different way. Eddie could have gone a different way, but we didn't.
Yeah,
We're
but I would have
here.
ended up like an active shooter
Yeah.
or some shit.
Ooh,
would've-
God.
Like I would have ended up taking my own life. Who
Yeah.
knew? They would have gone,
But
oh,
you
you know, he
didn't.
seemed like he was normal.
And we would be
my-
doing this podcast with you, like on a remote from a jail.
No, my
It
name
probably
would
be
my
a more
name,
popular podcast.
I don't know if my name would have been on the marquee at the Laugh Factory, like "Make God Laugh," because I don't know if I'm that well known.
No, it definitely
It
would
wouldn't
not have been.
But that would have been the way it would have gone. It was
Yeah.
bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
Like especially when you can't sleep and you're
yeah,
asleep. Like
you
I'm a
go
big
nuts.
time sleeper.
Yeah.
I love sleeping. I could sleep anywhere, and I couldn't sleep for days and days on end. I get
So
like
what got it? What I forget how you tell me.
I met up with this comedian Lou Angel Wolf. And
Was that his real name?
no,
Lou
that's not
Angel
his-
Wolf?
He's an old comic from the 80s.
Oh, you don't
an
want to
old
mention
timey-
his real name. Okay.
Well, no, that's his comic. That's his stand-up. His stage name is Lou Angel Wolf.
That's weird that he would be the
well,
guy.
he was a born-again Christian comic, and I knew he had miraculous shit had happened to him. He was he was in accidents where he should have died, and he was saved, and that's when he became religious. And he was always cool to me, and I thought of him. And I
Was
knew,
he funny?
Very funny, and a great guy.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's still around. And he helped me. He taught me to meditate. He taught me deep breathing. He took me into places where I could pray, and he kind of sent me. And there were a couple other people. There were like 3 or 4 real like believers in God who helped me and get through it. But I was a totally like agnostic. I
Yeah.
was like a fucking religious people are. They mortified me. That's the
Yeah,
guy I was.
same.
I harassed evangelists on
Same.
campus and college. I would go make fun of them. They would come on campus, not to brag. I would go
Well, what? Bragging about
that
making fun of-
harassing.
Yeah.
I would, and I would be like, "Hey, fire and brimstone," and I would. So I was that guy.
Yeah.
So I got brought pretty low,
Yeah.
and then I started going to synagogue and, all that shit, man. But it took months to get normal. It took months and months.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had, I mean, some people would say you had something called a psychotic break or a psychotic episode, which I had when I was, and again, not to brag, that means, look, you can have a psychotic break as well if you put your mind to it.
Maybe that guy that does the exorcisms can also give people a psychotic break.
Yeah.
Like just
A break-
bring them
a break
to
on the
boiling
price.
point. Yeah. Yeah.
We give you a
break on the
psychotic break. Not a break with reality, but a break on the price.
What's his name? Fred Thompson?
I don't know. I forgot already. But yeah, because I fucking lost my mind one time, completely disassociated from myself. I would look in the mirror. This is how my psychotic break happened. I would look in the mirror, and I had no idea who I was looking at. Like, I didn't recognize my face. You know what I
When
mean?
was that?
Let's see.
3-4 months ago?
Wednesday. Monday.
I was having dreams.
I was 18.
I was having dreams that I couldn't see myself in the mirror. That I was looking in the mirror, but there was no reflection.
Right.
That
Well,
was scary.
that's
It was really scary.
yeah, that's a scary dream. That's about not knowing your identity.
Yeah.
And that was the same for me. You know, it was like I had no idea who I really was because I was just trying to please my dad. You know?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, man.
Hey, man.
I'm not judging you.
This is a good time for an ad.
Welcome to the show, Jack.
Can you imagine people
Black Mirror.
like tuning in to this for the first time? Going,
Demons.
What the
They were looking
fuck?
for Sam Tripoli and they found us.
Well, if it's the Sam Tripoli people, they'd be into it.
Totally.
But if it's just, you know, someone who was looking to watch someone unwrap gifts for Disney, this would not be.
And have gifts for Disney.
This would not.
Frank, what are you watching in there? A couple of guys had psychotic breaks and a woman found high power. It's bouncing around between addiction and funny kind of commercial parodies. I like it, actually. Put on the unwrapping of the gifts, Frank. You know you get in trouble when you just have the internet by yourself.
Do you think that's what all kind of a metaphor for like 80% of entertainment is just people unwrapping gifts? It sort of is.
That's
In
what I
what-
used to call sex when I was growing up. I'm like, I'm going to unwrap the gift to my mother all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm going to unwrap a gift.
I'm going to steal that for my next encounter with a woman. I'm gonna
Oh,
be like,
let's unwrap the gift.
You're about to unwrap a gift.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. That's romantic, right?
Totally.
And a little
Stealing that
bit.
from a woman so I know.
Yeah.
Baby, we're about to unwrap. I would fuck it up. I would be like, baby, I got you a gift card.
It's a Target.
Yes. It's Target. It's $50. Let's do it.
Very erotic.
I was walking around. I actually got a gift card recently. Not metaphorically, but I really got a gift card for Christmas for Target for $50, and I didn't want anything there. You know, so I just bought cat litter, you know, the shit I needed. Like, what am I going to buy at Target for? There was nothing. You know, I wanted a big screen TV, you know, because I want to watch the trials that are going to happen at The Hague, you know, the war crimes. I want to watch war crime trials
on
a big screen. Imagine that.
with
like,
surround
people-
sound.
Imagine that, like, instead of, like, imagine if Americans got really politicized. Instead of how apolitical 90% of them are, or 95% of them are, like they were really highly politicized and they were buying big screen TVs, and the ads were, instead of Super Bowl Sunday, it would be like, this week, tried for war crimes, George W. Bush at The Hague. Dead, and like Doritos, like, you know how they have the displays for Super Bowl in
Yeah.
supermarkets? They had, like, you know, the war trials for
With your host.
For
I mean, you gotta
Trump
have all
or Bush
like an award show. That's how it
or
should
Obama, huh?
be. And like an award show. That's how it should be. And the witnesses will be Ellen DeGeneres.
Ooh,
and,
like a panel.
Totally.
You're going a different way with it.
Yeah, I know.
I watched the Golden Globes. Did you?
I
Jackie?
did not. I did not.
I watched.
Were
them.
you pleased?
Well, I love Ricky Gervais, and
He's great. He is good.
He insults the Hollywood people, and it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
How good was it?
Other than that, it was not that. He was okay, but they don't give him that much time to do it. And then, the parade of people. It was notable this year. This is funny that I'm talking about this, but the Golden Globes were notable this year for really horrible dresses. Oh, it's too funny that I'm talking.
It sounds like a gift unwrapping.
I feel like you're the new Joan Rivers.
Kind of. Terrible wrapping.
Just
on the
I
gifts
didn't
this year.
understand the puffy sleeves this year.
Yeah. Up here on the shoulders. On the shoulders.
Maybe that should be because
Wait, didn't Selma Hayek look hot? Oh.
our producer just went, "Oh yeah."
Oh, that's Aaron. That was Aaron.
Oh, that was Aaron. Aaron, she looked hot. What was her dress?
Boobs.
I don't think Selma Hayek likes men. What do you think?
There were a lot of
Oh,
boobs.
I want to date her if that's the case.
I don't think she does.
Wow.
Because
Have you
she's,
tried? She
no,
won't- she
but
won't go on the pavement with you?
She's so smoking hot, and anytime she's in a sex scene with any man, it seems like she's not. Like she's not. It doesn't.
She's
like there's
above
no
that.
chemistry.
She's above it.
There's no chemistry with the men, with any romantic scenes, with anything.
I loved her in Dogma.
Dogma. I saw that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's Kevin
remember it.
Smith.
Oh, that's Kevin Smith. Yeah, he lost a lot of weight.
Did he? Oh, yeah, that's right.
He had a heart attack.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and now he lost a lot of weight.
Wow.
This is getting into some
Wow.
really serious talk here.
There should be a taser diet where you get
That's great.
But so I'm back to being sober, and I'm off weed, and I'm going to meetings now, right? And I'm like really into it. But I feel like I do a thing where I swap one addiction for another. And addiction is a multi-headed beast, right? Like it's like they call it whack-a-mole, where you push down one addiction and then another one pops up, and that's why you really, and it's difficult. You really need to commit or get that higher power
because you
in
fill it with the higher power instead.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have trouble with it,
Yeah.
I'm like one of those guys who are like, all right, what's going to be my higher power? Trees, I love
Yeah. Well, it should be.
trees.
That's
I
a
love-
great idea.
Is
Yeah.
it? But then I don't connect to it. Like if I'm having like, oh, I want this, because one of my addictions is food, sweets or carbs, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like I need.
Oh yeah, I've done that too. Like if I like have a thing like where I want to get a drink, I'll go just get a bunch of pizza and just eat all the pizza. But I don't do it every day. But when it's like
Right.
uncontrollable, I'll do that.
Right.
But otherwise, I use a higher power and trees. It really does work.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm like feeling miserable in my apartment, I'll go outside and look at a tree and I'll feel better.
They're talking about trees, Margaret, and how if I want pizza, Margaret, you know what? Cancel the large pie. I'm gonna go take a walk and just look at those beautiful sycamores
It works.
that line our block. We
What was
can't
so funny?
cancel.
The guy who gets addicted to looking at trees. And then his marriage falls
Yeah,
apart
it's
because he's
bad.
more involved with the fucking trees.
Let me tell you something, Al. If you keep looking at trees, it's either trees or me. It's either trees or me, okay?
Why can't you look at me the way you look at that tree?
They just keep growing, Margaret.
If you looked at me for 2
don't
seconds the
grow
way you
like
look at that
I'll
tree.
tell you why, Margaret. I'll tell you why, because a tree is still. A tree is
And
still.
it doesn't say anything.
A tree is still. A tree.
knows how to keep its mouth.
The tree doesn't talk back. I can punch the tree, Margaret. I can punch it. You won't let me punch you.
Margaret, the tree is silent, and it's a silence that is connected to God. And let me tell you something, Margaret. The last time. I don't care. Well, then fine. I'm gonna go to my mother's. Your mother is dead. Okay, you don't want to admit that, but your mother died horribly. Oh wow! Please hold me like a. You're my little sycamore. They make up. You're my little sycamore.
You bring her like a a thing of soil and make her put her feet in it.
Ed Begley Jr. comes around once in a while to water her. And the reason I say that is because there is, here in the valley in Fryman Canyon, if you go in Fryman Canyon for a hike, and there's a tree group.
The tree people.
I think it's the Tree People. You know it?
Yeah.
You know that hike?
Yeah.
And Ed Begley Jr. Ed Begley Jr. is involved with that. His father was not. Ed Begley.
He was in 12 Angry Men.
Ed Begley was.
Yes, he was.
Not Ed Begley Jr.
I know. Which one was Ed Begley in 12 Angry Men?
What do you mean? Which one?
Which actor was he?
Who the fuck knows? What, you want me to name?
I thought you knew.
Al. His name was Al. No, I mean,
He was Mr. Pink.
why do I always have to be Mr. Pink? By the way, Tarantino's movie Hollywood Ending was so amazing. I thought. Did you see it?
I didn't.
How about you, Stevie?
I loved it.
I loved it.
I loved it, but I know people who hated it.
I really love all his movies.
Hated it. I know
hated it?
This one woman hated it, and she called me up to like tell me.
Did she call you to tell you?
Yeah, she called me to tell me. I know you like that movie, but listen, I'm going to tell you what. I was like, I'll just listen to her and let her.
Wow.
She hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
I was so like, especially if you've lived out here for a while. It just, all that old. I just love Hollywood history,
Mm.
And
Charles Manson stuff.
Yeah, the Manson stuff was tastefully dealt with. It wasn't a typical Tarantino bloodbath. No spoiler alerts, though.
Not till the end, anyway.
No spoiler alerts. Look, if you haven't seen the movie, that's your own fucking fault.
You've had a lot of
You've
time.
had a lot of time to see the goddamn movie.
Stop
all right?
unwrapping gifts.
It's not like it. Yeah, stop being a voyeur. Stop taking care of people and go see a movie.
Did you see that? Did you see the Hollywood?
I didn't see it, no.
Once Upon a Time in
Once Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in Hollywood, yeah.
My favorite scene was the Spawn Ranch. The Spawn Ranch was my favorite part of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
What was your? Did you have a favorite?
No, I don't have favorite scenes.
Oh.
All right.
My favorite opening scene of a movie is Natural Born Killers.
Oh,
I don't remember.
I saw that, but a long time ago.
When Juliette Lewis kills a guy with her bare hands, and she's like, "How sexy am I now? Fuck her." It was so good.
I think that they would never make a movie like that now, like that,
they
because of all
can't.
the mass
They
shootings.
can't, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm still amazed. Like, I went to see Star Wars last night. Not to brag. All right? I saw it in IMAX, and let me tell you something.
IMAX. That's a good one.
I live a pretty... I live outside. I live
Outside.
I live outside of my budget. I live outside of my budget. I shouldn't have, I see a lot of IMAX movies,
It's
where-
good.
You liked Star Wars? I thought it was okay.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
In the theater?
Yeah.
Only okay? I loved
was
it. If you
good.
like Star Wars.
I do. I love Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? I saw The Mandalorian before.
How was that?
That's fucking amazing.
Oh, it is?
It's like the old Star Wars. It's that good. I think it's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then I
Did you
went and
see
saw,
Brian Posehn in it?
No.
Okay.
What was he?
I don't know. I know he was in it. Comedian, I know Brian, and he put out.
You know who was in it? Was Bill.
Burr?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was in it. He
I'm
was
glad
fucking,
Bill
he
is
had a
getting some
major
work. He
role.
did?
Yeah, he was the center of one of the episodes. He was fucking amazing, man. He was funny as fuck. Yeah, he played a mercenary.
Wow, he's breaking through now to big movies. As is Sebastian Maniscalco, who was in The Irishman.
I didn't even see,
yeah.
but I didn't notice him at all. In that.
Oh, I did.
You did?
Well, yeah.
Which part?
He played Joey Gallo, I think. Crazy Joe. It was small-ish, but it was a nice little chunk. Did you see Irishman? Did you see it, Aaron?
I saw it. I saw him in it.
You did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah. A comic and funny guy.
Yeah, he's
and
funny.
he's now getting, he was in Green Book, which was a really good movie about a white chauffeur for a black
Italian
jazz
guy.
musician. Yes, yeah. Maniscalco, yeah. No, he's Dutch.
No. The movie.
Of course he's
The
Italian.
movie was about the Italian, the gangster, the mobster guy, the tough guy who
Which
drives
one?
around.
Irishman.
Green Book.
No.
He was a tough guy, yeah.
Right.
He was great. Viggo Mortensen.
The Indian runner.
Viggo Mortensen or Mortensen?
Mortensen.
Mortensen.
The Indian runner.
Hey, what minute are we at, Aaron?
We are at 48.
48?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's do this ad. We have some ads. We have some
nice.
sponsors, and I want to thank. This is a new sponsor, Old Glory Cigarettes, and we have not gotten paid by any of the sponsors, but that should be coming to an end. We've hired some muscle to get our money. You know.
Matt Rasamoto.
So here it goes. Old Glory Cigarettes. It used to be that cigarettes could advertise on TV, radio, and in hands of wooden Indians proudly displayed in storefronts. Those old Indians sure knew flavor. Old Glory flavor. Modern times call for modern advertising, and podcasts are the new Wild West. Just ask that wooden Indian. He'd tell you that the ladies go crazy for the smell of a man that wakes up each day before the sun, works hard, and smokes a pack or 3 of Old Glory cigarettes. Nothing quite paints the throat like the ashes of Old Glory. And because podcast commercials aren't regulated, let me add that doctors love the cool, clean, lean burn of Old Glory cigarettes, especially the lady doctors. And when by the way, lady doctors is a tremendous
Literary
thing that's happening out there. If you're a lady, study medicine. And when the kids come home from hello, I'm Bob Fredericks, and we are sponsoring lady doctors. Ladies who want to be doctors. Each lady who applies to my school, Frank's, or Bob, I think I said it was Bob Fredrickson. If you apply to Bob Fredrickson's Lady Doctor School, I will give you $30 towards your higher education. $30, and all you have to do for me is sell my small beer coasters door to door in Yonkers, New York. All right. And when the kids come home from school, back to Old Glory cigarettes, and when the kids come home from school where they pledge eternal allegiance to the might of the stars and stripes, won't they be thrilled to see those same old stars and stripes on each pack of Old Glory cigarettes? When my little Billy and Jane America run up to you and ask, "What are you smoking, Father?" just look up to heaven and give white American Jesus a wink as he lights up his own heterosexual Old Glory cigarette. Old Glory cigarettes, only available at Alibaba.com. Thank you. We have one more ad, and that would be you, Steve.
Wow, what a surprise.
By the way, give out the number. Could you give out the number?
Yeah.
And that whole spiel about people can call. We haven't had any calls.
Call us.
We had a text. And also my Apple verification code went to Google Voice.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. I didn't know.
Okay. Leave us a message, please, people. 424-262-0904. We miss you. We ghosted you, and it didn't work. So we want to.
I think it worked pretty good.
No, not the desired effect. Absence did not make the heart grow fonder.
Oh, okay.
So send us a fan mail at fanmail@peptalkspodcast.com. That's fanmail@peptalkspodcast.com. Hit the donate button, peptalkspodcast.com. Leave us a message, send us an email. Please, we miss you. On behalf of Eddie Pepitone. Ass Back Network. The Ass Back Network is a family business that has been bringing you the highest quality adult entertainment featuring some of the most popular ass backs since 1952. We know you love looking at people with ass cracks, so long as you can't tell where the ass crack ends and the back begins. And when you need ass back action, there's only one place to go for movies like Ass Back to the Future, The Way Ass Back, Jurassic Park, Manchester by the Sea. After you cancel your Disney Plus subscription because The Mandalorian is between seasons, thank you, Matt. Remember, the Ass Back Network is a thing you can pay for. And by the way, I want to say one more thing about the Ass Back Network. They will get you assed back if you're a comedian and you're afraid of having a bad set. You will get asked back.
Did that was that Kismet?
Totally
that
Kismet.
was.
Wow, call back.
Totally.
Or did you write?
No.
He wrote that
No,
while
he
we were. He
didn't.
did.
Did you?
He did.
When would I have the time?
Yeah,
But I saw
exactly.
him typing. I saw Matt typing.
He was asleep.
And I was like, I guess he's doing work. I guess he's doing work.
That was
By
Matt,
the way,
that was Matt's higher power.
The force was with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Matt has suffered, and now he's in a good place.
Yay, Matt.
Yeah. I still suffer. I don't know why I haven't figured out the higher power thing.
I think you have, dude.
We use the force. What about the force?
The Force?
Yeah, the good force and bad force. Just like use Star Wars.
He's taking you
No,
seriously
I don't use
right
Star
now.
Wars.
I am serious.
She's serious.
That sounds like she was kidding.
No, but I wasn't. It sounds silly.
I
think it's making it fun.
this latest slip of mine really was what they call a convincer in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous and or Marijuana Anonymous, whatever. And I realized that I am indeed an addict, and that
You forgot. That's what it is. You forgot you're an addict.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every fucking day.
Yeah.
But I really now believe that I need to have a higher power, in my life. Margaret, they're talking about the higher power. I'm gonna take a stroll to see the oaks down by the river. What about the sycamores? This guy can't find our higher power.
He can't tell her because she's going to get irate.
What if you wanted like the demons back? You were like addicted to the demons. It's like us. Like we're addicted to like something that like that tortures us.
No, you don't understand.
But it's still
that's not something you would wish on your worst enemy.
But same with alcoholism. I wouldn't wish it on my worst.
way.
Should we wish it?
This is
Alcoholism's
way beyond
tough.
What
But-
happened to
Not as bad as demons.
No, not what happened to me, dude. I mean, when I would go to sleep, I would light a candle. I was terrified of the dark like a little kid. I would go to sleep and light a candle. And when I would breathe in and out, the flame of the candle would go up. I mean, this is crazy.
Because you were
crazy.
too close to the candle.
Probably. No, this is crazy shit.
Yeah.
This is bad.
No. Actually, I think we talked about this before, and I said this, but I think you picked up the demon from her.
Oh yeah.
And it attached to you.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It
too.
didn't matter. I
know it doesn't matter, but it's nice to know where these fucking things come
You think I didn't
come
consider
from.
that? Of course.
I'm Fred Johnson. Do you know where your demon
Bob
came from?
Fredrickson, man. Keep it consistent.
I'm Bob Fredrickson. A lot of people have demons attach themselves to them, and they don't know where it's from. With our DNA testing, all you got to do is swab the demon, put it in the mail.
So here, seriously, if you ever do get attacked by a demon,
Swab your demon.
email peptalkspodcast.com because I actually know shit that can
God.
help you.
You know what? I don't know if I want to attract that kind of
No way.
Audience.
energy. Yeah.
You've already got a guy on your podcast who was attacked, so.
I believe, though, that demons are real in this sense, that human beings have many demons in them, and that's, why the world is actually in the state it's in.
Yeah.
Are there just two ways to go, love or hate? Do you believe that?
I think they're attached to one another. I think they're like
Yes.
Well,
Hate is a form of love, I've heard.
I've heard that you're in every moment you're either going towards love or hate.
every moment of your
Every
decision
moment.
making basically
Yeah,
in your
so
life.
you want to keep trying. That's why in the program it's do the next right indicated step because that's going towards love instead of fear.
How about everything matters and indifference is part of the demonic thing. When you start becoming indifferent.
Yeah,
toward-
complacent.
Right, and every decision you make matters. It's very, very hard, by the way, to stay in that. I mean,
Like
we're all
Hitler's
going to
secretary.
have.
Hitler's secretary was complacent. Don't you think?
Well, did she take
She claims
dictation?
she didn't know. She claims she didn't know.
She's-
Like, how could she like
she's
be
still
going
around?
through the, like she'd be like, this gas
Did
bill
they hang
is so
her?
high for August.
Do you talk? Because that's hysterical. That's funny as
By the
hell.
way-
Jackie's got. I don't know if you say this shit, but you've mined some definite.
And then like the like I saw the documentary, and then at the end it says, She went on to
What was the doc
to be
Oh, this
Hitler's
is
secretary.
real. You're saying real shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hitler's
yeah.
secretary. I say she was complacent, but she says she had no idea what was going on. I don't see how that's possible. But it said that she like then went on to continue her career as a secretary, and it makes me laugh to think of like her sitting by the cooler and like they're like, our boss sucks, and she's like, my last boss was a tyrant, you know.
Well, here's a good thing for Hitler.
That was so funny.
Are you?
I got that like a beat later, like my last boss was a tyrant. Who was it? Napoleon? No, it was Hitler. Was it Milosevic? No, it was Hitler. Was it Mussolini? No, close. You're getting warmer.
He might have had a demon attached to him. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he had some crazy. He was summoning it though. He was like,
yeah,
he was
because he didn't want to
summoning-
be an artist. He didn't want to be an artist.
Oh, he was like he had.
Somebody has a really funny. Oh, Kirk Fox has a really funny joke about Hitler. He goes, you know, when I see some really shitty artwork, I buy it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because you never know if you're preventing the next dictator. Just funny.
That's good.
I butchered it. Sorry.
But I feel like that's what we should do with who's in office now. Like, give him a Netflix special.
That's all he wants is
the
attention.
shiny thing. Yeah, he needs another shiny thing to be like, you know what? You're done with this president thing. Like, it's boring now, right? Like, why don't you do a Netflix special?
Well, Obama's got one, so why
Yeah.
shouldn't Trump
Does
have
he?
one?
What does Obama
Oh, they
have?
have some big deal with Netflix. Him and Michelle Obama. So yeah, maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah. He'll get bored of, like, make him bored of being a president somehow.
His own Netflix series.
Yeah.
Jackie, do you want to plug anything or talk about a little bit? We have a couple more minutes if you want to.
I have
about,
a new show coming up called War and Peace Stories, and it's going to be at the Cinelounge on Sunset. It's starting
What is it?
February 23rd.
So Cinelounge
Yes.
on Sunset.
Yes, Sundays. And the first one is February 23rd.
And what is it?
It's going to be people who have gone through sobriety, and it's going to be stand up and storytelling.
Okay.
I would love to have you on it if you.
Oh
ever
yeah,
wanted to.
absolutely.
Yay!
Of course.
I would love that.
I'm a stage hound.
I'm
you
a stage
know?
whore. It's not good.
Yeah. I'm a stage pimp.
Yeah.
The night at the Improv, he did say, "I'm going to mouth fuck this audience."
Ooh.
I did not.
Wow. Maybe that was Frank.
Did
It
I
might
really
have been. It might have
say
been
that?
Frank Fredrickson. It might have been. Yeah, you did. Fred Fredrickson.
I can't imagine I said
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
That was.
Well, my friend said that, like, being a comic, you are inserting yourself into the audience.
Absolutely.
it is a sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're taking it a different way.
For me, it's birthing. Like
Yeah.
I am in the audience is the womb, and I'm trying to get the fuck out. You know,
Yeah.
Cesarean
Oh, yeah.
it's always a cesarean.
with no anesthesia.
Anastasia was a great princess. So
okay.
that's the thing you want to promote.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I also have, I'm in a film called Wild Nights with Emily, and that's going to be on Amazon.
Woo.
It's nominated for Independent Spirit Award, and it's going to be on Amazon February 14th.
Awesome.
And
And
I-
you
and
acted
it's-
with Molly Shannon.
I acted with Molly Shannon. I play
who's
her
a-
sister, and she's fantastic. She's great. She plays Emily Dickinson.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah.
Emily Dickinson's sister.
Yeah.
Big time comedy is comedy, right?
Yeah, it's a comedy drama. It's based on
comedy
real stuff, real facts.
Oh, that's interesting.
The director
Definitely.
really studied it.
Wild Nights with Emily with Molly Shannon and Jackie Monahan, February 14th on Amazon.
Yeah, and also my album, but you can watch me record my album on Amazon Prime. It's called These Lips, Jackie Monahan.
Cool. Thank you. And
Thank you.
Stevie, what do you have?
Don't
to
forget Nuns Sucking Gasoline. Your next.
Oh, Nuns. Yeah.
Nuns Who Suck. I'm at the 13th. I'm at Cantor's Monday at 9.
Which cantor are you at?
The one you did. I'm doing the same show.
Oh, I thought it was a cantor, an actual cantor that you were going to be at some cantor's house. Okay, gotcha.
Man. So, jeez.
hold it.
We haven't been on in a while, so
You're at the kibbutz room. The kibbutz room.
the man is fast, people. He's fast.
You're at the kibbutz
Yes.
room. That Nicole Blaine books.
Yes.
Yeah.
January 23rd and 29th, I'm at the Dojo. I think I might be on one of those shows with you in Hollywood.
Oh.
So if you want to catch
I'm headlining at the Dojo. I should promote these
you should.
things.
You really should. And the Dojo is in Hollywood on Sunset in the Sycamore Tavern. Sycamore.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sycamore,
then
look
the
at it.
28th, I'm headlining the 28th, I'm headlining Gallagher's Pub in Long Beach at 8:30.
Gallagher's
You can make fun of that. That's
Gallagher's Pub in Long Beach?
yeah.
That's where I believe Carlin started. I'm hearing something weird in the headphone.
Is it Carlin's ghost attaching himself to
Yeah,
us?
that ghost I'll take. And that's it. That's it for me. Eddie, anything you want to promote?
That's it for you. Okay. I want to promote that thing you were just talking about, which is
The Dojo. It's one of those.
yeah. I got it. I got it on my Instagram. I got to brag that I have that kind of. How come I got kicked off the internet here?
Uh-oh.
Do you know what's going on? No. Is there an internet problem? No. All right. Dojo. Hold on. Sorry, everybody.
You
This
can
is-
follow me at Jackie Monahan on everything.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie.
Except Snapchat, I'm Jackie Primrose because I started it up as a sexual thing, so it wasn't Jackie Monahan at that time.
I somehow remember
Sexual,
Jackie Primrose. I've heard that.
My middle name is Primrose.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really do
Is it?
anything. I just looked at other people's pictures.
Primrose
But I
is-
didn't know that it was going to take off the way it did, but it's not anymore, right? TikTok too, Jackie Monahan. Everything's Jackie Monahan.
You do TikTok?
I love it. It's
Why?
fun. I'm not good at it. I just started.
What is it?
Because it's so easy.
Tell me, how do you do it? It's how many
It's
minutes?
just 1 minute. You
It's a
just-
minute.
Yeah.
Minute videos?
Yeah. I haven't mastered it yet
Eddie.
whatsoever, but I like it.
That's right up your alley, dude.
Yeah. You'd be great at it. We'll do one in a minute.
Okay.
Should we?
Okay. Well, it's only a
Yay.
minute. They're
Yeah.
only a minute long, if that's
Yeah.
what you mean. So I am at the Sycamore Tavern, which is here in Hollywood. It's at Sunset in La Brea, Sycamore Tavern, and I'll be headlining January 23rd. Steven will be on that show.
Yep.
Yeah,
We've done that before.
we have. And then I will be at a couple of festivals. I will be in, I will be at, let me fucking.
See?
I looked at pictures of women on Snapchat, not men. I date women.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you look at pictures of women? On?
They would send them to me. Is
Gosh,
that bad?
that's great.
Yeah.
They would send them to you?
Yeah.
Naked.
Yeah.
I don't approve.
Was that what Snapchat was basically for?
It was in the beginning, I think.
I had a
thought.
girl-
That's
Oh,
what I thought.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
I had a girl ask me a couple years ago, "Are you on Snapchat?"
Yeah.
And I didn't.
She was
I,
looking for sending some sexy stuff because
Yeah,
it disappears.
I didn't
'Cause it
understand
disappears
that
right
what she
away.
was
Oh,
fucking
right.
asking me.
Yeah.
I had no idea what she was at. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not on that shit. What?
Yeah.
And then I realized I missed out on a lot of.
You learn how to screenshot real fast.
Oh man. Are you with anybody now?
No.
You're not?
Nope.
Okay. So you have that, everybody, Jackie. Not everybody, just ladies only. Tuesday.
Once in a while, I'll date a man if he's hot.
Oh, interesting.
If he's yeah.
Really?
Once in a while.
That's interesting. So you go.
But I really haven't dated anybody since I got sober. I'm sorry.
Is that right?
Yeah. I can't.
How long you been?
Because I need my morning routine of like,
Oh, dude. I hear you about all that
Yeah.
stuff. By the way. Yeah.
That may come all back though to you. That like
Yeah.
like a reflex.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying being by myself. I'm only sober 2.5 years.
What's the
Oh.
What's the criteria
for you.
for a guy?
He's got to be like really
Tall.
not a bro.
Not a bro. I got you. Not a bro. So you're out.
Definitely out. So are you.
Am I? Okay.
You're married.
Let me see here. I am going to be. I am so sorry, everybody. I am so. I'm going to be at the Bird. I'm going to be at the Bird City Comedy Festival in Phoenix, Arizona, March 26th and 27th, and then I am going to be at the Skankfest Festival in Houston, Texas, March 28th and 29th, and I'm going to be at the Memphis Comedy Festival April 4th. I'm going to be at the Zoo Bar in Lincoln, Nebraska, April 5th. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to also do shows in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Nashville, Huntsville, Alabama, to be determined, and that is going to be March 31. So I'm going to be, Texas and Tennessee and Alabama, and then Memphis, through March 28th. Go fuck yourself. March 28th through April 5th. I'm going to wind up in Lincoln, Nebraska at the Zoo Bar on April 5th. But I'm going to put all this stuff on my website, eddiepepitone.com. And then I'm going to be at Sketchfest. I'm going to be at San Francisco Sketchfest. I'm going to be next week. I'm going to be there 17 and 18. I'm going to be at Cobb's on the Your Pretty Faces Going to Hell panel. I'm going to be doing...
You're all over the place, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a headlining set at Bravara Cafe on the 18th in San Francisco. So if you're going to be in San Francisco for the Sketchfest, come and see me. And... is that it? Comedians. Oh. I want to tell you, you got to see comedian. Read the ending thing for that Matt. It's the end thing that Matt.
I don't know.
Matt Rasamoto.
I don't even know.
Are you in?
Yeah, but I don't know how to operate your thing, man.
Oh, that's. By the way, the last few minutes of this podcast have been a disaster because of me.
We've been away for a while.
Here it is. Go ahead. End. Well, holy shit.
Well, holy shit. It feels like months since you've been lucky enough to have one of these podcasts, but as they say, something makes the heart grow fonder. Not really. Well, I hope tonight we put a little of our something deep into your something. If you like this episode, because of course you did, press like, and while you're at it, hit subscribe to Eddie's YouTube channel. Will be like a little treat for you when you see us appear in your timeline. If you really want to show your appreciation, write us a review on iTunes like John MSV did back in Mighty November. Eddie's my favorite comedian, the most underrated talent today, because he's not afraid to speak the truth to power and make bold career-damaging observations.
We never talked about self-sabotaging.
I'm an unofficial volunteer fireman, and we love it when he calls us cowards for our safe improv choices. But the hardest part of the job is waiting because I'm a pyromaniac. Anyway, I love Eddie Pepitone, sidekick Steve Lally, the funny and interesting guests, and Matt Rasamoto's ad copy alone is worth tuning in for. That's how you write a 5-star review, people. So hit all the likes and subscribe and the donate and go watch Comedians Without Cars Getting Soda, our show that's on
what
YouTube,
I wanted to promote.
Which is got
Comedians Without Cars Getting Soda is on YouTube with our guest Sam Tripoli. We'll be filming another episode shortly. So look for that. Comedians Without Cars Getting Soda.
Yes, it's
on
been
ATC,
viewed over
right?
21,000
really
times.
It's really funny.
Thank you, Jackie.
I fell off the scooter.
Oh no! Wait, you saw it. You did.
Yeah,
oh, that's right.
I had on the I don't know what cam they call it. There's a word for
GoPro.
What's the word? GoPro.
Eddie, and one of the things is every episode Eddie's gonna fall, like Chevy Chase did in Saturday Night Live.
And I just want to say this to my dentist, you motherfucker, that bill you sent was because he watches all the time. That bill you sent was $500 more than you said. All right, so please watch.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Jackie
Thank you.
Monahan.
Thank you. You're my
for
favorite.
being with. Thank you. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. And remember, when you get a demon stuck to you, just find a higher power.
Dentists have the highest rate of suicide.